Now the Redskins cannot get bored with all this success. Don't think you have to throw it for people to fall in love with you. Keep doing it.
Stay with the game plan.
Stick with your knit. You knitted me a sweater for Christmas. That's what they got to do today.
Our sleeves are too long. First down and 10. Schuler. Oh, and he scrambles to buy time. He's got to get to the 33. Schuler collides with two defenders, Harmon and Romanowski, at the 37-yard line, but he gets a nice gain.
And he knocked Romanowski backwards. Not many quarterbacks. He actually flatbacks, gets his pads under Romanowski's pads. Well, Romanowski's going to take heat in this in the film room. You never let a quarterback or a punter or a kicker run over you. It's almost illegal. Watch his flat back. Pad under pad. Boom. I guess he was getting a little help from the other guy hitting.
Second down and 5. Terry Allen has been the workhorse on this drive. Submarines near the 35 and about 2 yards shy of the first down. William Thomas makes the stop. Allen coming from the Minnesota Vikings. He was not happy with the contract offer they made him. Signs for the Redskins $450,000 offer, and he has been great. Although he has not had a 100-yard game, Jerry, in the last 6, he still is the guy that you think they need to go to today.
It's hard to get a 100-yard game when you're throwing the ball so much like they have with Gus. Now the play selection has changed, and you find out you got a pretty good back. This is a big conversion for him on this third down.
Third down and 2. Allen, nothing doing. Big hit by Zorich, helped out by Gavea, the former Redskin. Now, an interesting call with 3:50 and the clock ticking here in the second quarter. Do you go for it on 4th down and 3, or do you punt the ball? And they're going to go for it. North Turner is going to go for it.
And when you do this game, Kurt Gavea comes up, Zordies comes up. All these two guys are workhorses that make plays when you got to make them. Gavea is probably a Redskin that Washington wished they never lost. All he does is get better. Big 4th down play.
A long 2, 4th down. They got to get to the 33. Schuler, and he is down. Does not get the first down. In fact, barely got it beyond the line of scrimmage. He's to the 35. Mark Woodard brought him down. It is not a sack. A change of downs. It will go back to Philadelphia. Well, here's our Aflac trivia question today. When was the last time the Redskins suffered 3 consecutive losing seasons? Our answer is on deck. Once again, today's Aflac trivia question. When was the last time the Redskins suffered 3 consecutive losing seasons? And the answer? Well, they actually had 9 consecutive losing seasons from 1957 to 1965. Tell you what, though, they still sell this place out. This and Kansas City may be the best 2 places to watch NFL football. Great fans, great atmosphere.
My favorite was Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland right up there, too. First down and 10. Little screen pass. Charlie Garner, he's pursuit. Now the Redskin defense, Tim Johnson chased him out of bounds. A loss of a couple on the play. And, Jerry, the first quarter all season long for the Eagles has been a good one. They've scored well. In fact, the second quarter hasn't been too bad either. But halftime on, this team has struggled. Well, today, first quarter, they play well. They've struggled here in the second. And who knows what's going to happen in the third and fourth quarter here.
It may go back to their scripting the 15 plays, including everybody in those 15 plays. And after that, they sort of fall off. Maybe they ought to script 30 plays or 40 plays. Maybe that would make them better the whole game.
Second down and 12. I like the idea. Ricky Waters. He doesn't quit, does he? Out to the 42-yard line. He picks up a nice bundle on the play of 8 yards. Stanley Richard finally made the stop on Ricky Waters, who's off to a great start. Of course, he had a great game against Philadelphia, against Washington earlier this season. 139 yards on the ground.
And look at Big 76. That's a rookie tackle. Brooks coming up through there. And Waters just won't surrender. He's the Thunder. He says you can't get Thunder down.
He's had a big day so far.
75 yards on 8 carries.
He's in the backfield now. Third down and 4. They got to get out to the 46. Rodney Peete.
Harvey.
Swallowed by Ken Harvey, his 5th sack of the season. The Eagles have got a punt.
When they get third and long, Harvey, the linebacker, usually becomes the right defensive end in a third and long play. So he usually comes over to that side. There he is on a shoulder drive. He dipped and went right by. We went and bragged on that rookie tackle, Brooks, the play before, and he comes back. He can't block Harvey this time.
2-minute warning. Eagles to punt for a third time in 4 possessions. Another rocket sent downfield by Hutton. On the 15-yard line, Brian Mitchell. All he can carve out of the great coverage that time by the Eagles is 5 yards. A 45-yard punt. Jimmy Johnson makes the stop. So the Redskins will have it for the final 148. Wondering what is the price of fame. He makes $19 million a year. He has been booed and vilified in this city. Had the 2-week holdout when he was a rookie. I don't know if the fans have forgiven him since. Brian Mitchell in the backfield. First down and 10 yards to go for Schuler, who carries a pass caught by Mitchell. He's at the 23, and he picks up 3 yards. Jerome Henderson brings him down. The 2-minute offense now in effect, but they do call a timeout. And it is charged to the Eagles. They burn their first of the half.
And the Eagles are playing to get the ball back again. If you're a Redskin fan, you have to be careful. Getting out 6-0 is better than doing something foolish on your side to 50. So I think they have to come back here and run the football and get a first down, get upfield farther before they go on. You don't try to win the game here right before the half and get yourself down farther than what you already are.
Norv Turner made the switch and took out Gus Frerotte, and he was asked why. He said, well, the last couple games he's thrown for 32% and 43%. He was basically just been ineffective the last 2-3 games. Only 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions, and so they make the switch in the middle of last week's game and go with Heath Schuler, who, Jerry, I think the common feeling is here in Washington that they will continue with Schuler the rest of the way and find out what they got. They know what they've got from Frerotte. Now they want to see what they got from their second-year quarterback, Schuler.
But I think they've also switched the game plan. I think when they went with Schuler, they went back to the running attack.
Second down 5. Here they run the ball. Brian Mitchell, the former college quarterback, out past the 45.
Now go try to get points, Kevin. Now everything changes. Now line up and try to get points if you're the Redskins. Try not to get yourself in a sack situation.
You contend by running the ball, it gives Schuler confidence and a better feel for the game.
Don't put the pressure that he's got to win it. Let the Redskins go win it.
Leaping catch by Mitchell. He's out of bounds and to midfield, and he picks up 4 on first down. The clock has stopped with 1:09. The Eagles lead it 6-0 over the Redskins. Brian Mitchell's a tremendous player, very versatile out of the backfield. We know what he can do as a kick returner, but some people say maybe they should use him more out of the backfield on plays like we just saw.
Well, you take a little flair, you know, like a punt return in space with people one-on-one. He can make that guy miss. There's the leading sacker for the Eagles.
Andy Harmon just signed a big new contract a couple weeks ago. Second down and 6 for Schuler. Longest pass of the day is a completion to the 32, Orlando Truitt, who is waived on the final cut by the Redskins, then re-signed by Washington. They found him down in Alabama selling cars.
Chevrolets and Geos.
That time he just sold a nice pass route to Heath Schuler. Gets the first down and great penetration. The Redskins are on the move just before halftime. Glanville and Pam Oliver, Kevin Harlan. Eagles lead, but the Redskins are on the move. And coming up next, the Dockers halftime with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. They'll bring you all the scores and highlights from a busy day in the NFL. And don't miss the very best of the NFL. Fox's NFL Sunday Choice Cuts, all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. From the Philadelphia 30, Schuler, a little bit low and incomplete, and looking for Henry Ellard, who's been quiet in the first half. It'll be second down and 10.
When you hurry things a little bit low, you're being real kind. Real low, hurried it through a dirt ball. Everything is speeded up for him. This is not practice. So he went back so fast and threw it so quick it didn't go where he wanted to.
Maybe the biggest number there is one you don't see. No interceptions yet.
And he's only been sacked once. That's what you got when you play the Eagles. Stay away from sacks.
Second down and 10. Schuler, look out from behind, and down he goes. He's sacked for a second time today. This time gobbled up by William Fuller. His 7th sack of the season.
and you have to run the ball this time to get in field goal. I think you got to be careful on this next play. This here gets you out of field goal, and field goal is real big if you can go in there 6-3. Nice sack by the Eagles. This time I would run the football. I'd run the ball and try to work it up through there so you got an easier kick. But the way the back's lined up, it looks like a throw.
Both teams with 2 timeouts. Third down and 12 for Heeshuler. Good time. Another pass, and it's almost picked off by not 1, not 2, but almost 3 different Eagles had a chance to grab it. It's an incomplete pass by quarterback Heath Shuler.
And here I think you leave a long kick for an old kicker. Because you try this, you got a tired leg on a long-distance phone call. You know, you got to help your team. You got to nerf it up there a little bit. You know, get 4 yards, and this kicker looks better.
Eddie Murray. They'll try a 50-yarder. We're just before the half. He has already missed today from 42 yards away. And Murray will not have the distance.
Just missed it by about 3 yards.
21 seconds left. The Redskins can't get on the board. The Eagles hold on to a 6-0 lead. 50-yard missed field goal by the Skins. And the ramifications, Jerry, are twofold. First of all, they do not get in, and they get the ball at the 40-yard line. Speaking of Philadelphia. Nice block by Boatswain that gave time for Pete to throw, and they go to Ricky Waters, who gains 1 yard, and out of bounds he goes, and the clock is stopped with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. You see, now they get the ball at the 40-yard line to begin the drive.
Well, for them to do anything, they'll be a little more wide open than the Redskins have to be. He could go throw a dig. He could go throw a center.
A dig and a center.
You know, you got something open in there like a 22-yard dig. Just dig it on through there.
What is a dig?
Yeah. It's like a crossing pattern.
So you dig into that middle of the defense.
Yeah, you let your body hang on.
Second down.
There it is at 89.
And the pass is almost picked off by a couple different Redskins. Stanley Richard was in the vicinity, and the pass is incomplete. How'd you know that?
81. He didn't like it. I liked it, and the Eagles coaches liked it. But when he broke in there, I could tell. Williams says, "Whoever's calling this dig, I don't like it." He didn't like going in there. Only the coaches get to make those calls without having to go in there. Now, he felt 20. I don't really want that thing.
Kind of alligator armed it there a little bit.
Yeah, boy. Us coaches could always call them plays because we don't go in there and go catch them.
That's right. Calvin Williams was the receiver in the sights of Rodney Peete, and now has a 3rd down and 9. Williams is in motion, and Peete will drop back to throw with a heavy rush, and he scrambles out of it again. Throws downfield, pass caught, first down by the tumbling Rob Carpenter to the 45. And a Redskin player is down back at the 30. It's a pickup of 14 yards on the play, and no time remains on the first half clock as Tony Woods is down.
What you do, you get your team down the tunnel. Make them come get you. Norv doesn't know this. You get the Redskins and you run off the field. Be sure they call it over with. Get them off there, Norv.
Yeah. Well, we are at halftime officially.
Well, pretty much all but yeah, now.
Redskins played well defensively, in particular in the second quarter. And for Ray Rhodes, again, the question's got to come up why they can't put away teams they are supposed to beat. And the Eagles were favored against the Redskins today, but last week the Giants hung in there and the Eagles were heavily favored. Here the Redskins are hanging in against an Eagle team again that was favored on this Sunday. That's the end of the first half with the score 6-0 Philadelphia. Dockers halftime is on deck after this from your local Fox station. The Eagles will get the ball to begin the second half of play. Murray will kick off. Garner and Witherspoon will be back for Philadelphia. And our second half is underway. On a hop, Charlie Garner through the 10, and with some blocking ahead, Charlie Garner. With the special teams being maligned all season long, they've come up with a couple plays back-to-back that have been pretty good. They had nice coverage on a punt late in the first half, and Charlie Garner comes back with a nice return of 38 yards. And out of the half and through the first 30 minutes of this game, here are the numbers between the Eagles and the Redskins.
This is what surprises probably most people, that they have 21 rushes, which we said they had to have, over the Eagles' 11. With the Eagles rushing game, they have to go back and run the